Hey guys, so I thought we would do a little first impressions on I have even the box here. I did have the box here. Here we go. On the Teint Idole Ultra 24-hour makeup, broad spectrum SPF 15. This is from Lancome. I just got this today in my Sephora order. So I thought maybe, just trying to find my flat top kabuki. I'm gonna apply this with the Sigma F80. We're gonna see how it lasts. I have cleansed, moisturized. For moisturizer, I use the Do Benefit It's Potent Eye Cream. And for my face, I used the Cetaphil Moisturizing Lotion, just because it's a nice light moisturizer if you're careful with it. And for primer, the only thing I have is the Skin Prep FX by CoverFX. It's just completely basic silicone clear primer. I wouldn't recommend it or not recommend it. And my shade is in 110 Ivory Sea. And this comes with a pump, which I have not primed yet. There we go. So that's one pump's worth of product. And it's pretty thick. It is pretty thick. It looks about equal with my BB creams. I haven't tried this on my skin at all yet, and this is also my first Lancome Lancome foundation. So I specifically picked this one because it's supposed to be full coverage. Because, I mean, if I'm going to want anything less than full coverage, I'm probably just going to use a tinted moisturizer. And I'm just trying to sort of stipple it on. I mean, it's a bit thick, but it's not insane. And actually, once you get it on there, it's not bad. I did poke myself in the eye with the brush, so I'm thinking that stinging sensation I'm having right now has more to do with poking myself in the eye with the brush. And so, yeah, one pump was more to the challenge for half my face. Yeah. It doesn't have a scent or anything. Oh. So I don't know how well you can. This is, and this is not. You know what? I will move you for a face on. So let's move away from the light source. So yeah, I mean the coverage is great. I'm predicting an issue here with this spot. I mean I had a bit of redness on this side, but nothing insane. Um, it just feels like nothing too, even though it's a thick consistency right out of the bottle. It goes on beautifully, and it just there we go. I think you're in the right spot. Um, yeah, just goes on and feels like nothing. I probably should have shaken that a bit more. Maybe that's the thing. No, it seems fine. It seems fine. Yeah. All in all, I really like this so far. Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's said to be a 24-hour. So we'll see how that goes. Tonight, I'm just going out with the girls to have martinis. Okay. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's good for my dark circles and actually I can hardly see that spot anymore. So, my ears, a little bit down the neck, 2 pumps, and my face is done and it looks really great. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not gone streaky. It's not gone weird. Um, I mean, obviously it's still drying, but it just has a little bit of a dewy finish. Um, I mean, yeah, no. I think that's really great. I'll bring you guys in for a closer look. So I don't know if you can see anything I can't, but I mean, this is, I mean, that's, I could do as good getting that with concealer. I mean, that spot's basically, I mean, unless you're looking for it, it's, you know, for all intents and purposes covered. My dark circles are pretty much taken care of. It feels incredibly light. Um, wow, I'm really happy with that. Um, it should be noted that I have really odd combination skin. So my nose will go quite oily usually, whereas my cheeks and my chin, especially because it's winter and we're going to be dropping to -12 tonight, um, my cheeks and chin usually go a bit dry. My forehead can go either way. So I'm going to be checking in a few times tonight to just show you how this progresses. Um, I intend to leave this on until I'm going to bed tonight, so you're at about 3:30 now. Depending on whether or not I get work in tonight, we may finish this experiment off as late as 6 a.m. I'm very curious to see, and when I want full coverage, I don't want to have to do extra steps and concealer. I love that this, I would be perfectly happy to go out with this. That's what I'm going to do today. Um, my only concern now is to see whether or not it goes around my nose. But I'm just going to let this sort of sit, and I'm gonna just do my eyes really quick, and I'll bring you guys right back for the finished look before I leave. The entire look, obviously, I'm going to a bar that's a little bit darker, so my eyes are actually gonna be open a bit more. I just added some little bit of Hoola bronzer, like literally just a tiny bit, underneath my cheekbones, and just did the 3, which I usually just do like this little bit if I'm gonna do any. Dare Blush by NYX. Um, Beige Hourglass, the Kitten knockoff in the L'Oreal Infallibles here. This is Copper Penny by Marsk here. The eyeliner is Marc Jacobs, one of those retractable gel ones. Let's see, what else? What else? What else? So yeah, and then the eyeliner, mascara is this one by Ico, which is great. It is, I mean, it doesn't say that it's waterproof, but it is just really highly blink and squint resistant. I did do eyebrows, which are insane. I don't think I really like this color. I don't know. It's an eyebrow pencil I found by Cella. And then on the lips, it is White Russian by Buxom. Yeah, no, I really love this foundation. I haven't powdered. I'm not going to powder. This is specifically marketed as touch-up free makeup. I don't touch up anyway. So let's just see how it goes, and I will check in later on. Okay, bye. Hey, so it is currently 1:17 in the morning. I put this makeup on about 4 o'clock, and so
I've lost a little bit here, but not really, actually. It's pretty much stayed in place. This is my mascara. Um, I lost a little bit at my chin, but that just happens to be where my coat hits me. And it just sort of rubs up against my chin. Um, yeah, I'm really impressed. The best part is my nose is like a little bit shiny, but nothing like it normally is. All in all, the only tiny bit of heaviness I felt on my face literally is as much as I felt with putting on my primer. Um, so because I did use this with a primer, I think the next time I'll try it without. Um, but honestly, I'm really, really happy with it. It looks really great. It doesn't feel heavy at all. It's just a really fantastic product. I absolutely, absolutely recommend it. Thing for me is normally when I use other foundations, I have a line that runs here, and I have lines on my forehead, and so my foundation will kind of crack almost, for want of a better term, once it's set. And this hasn't done that. Not here, not here, not up on my greasy, greasy forehead. And actually, if I'm really honest, it almost looks better now than it did when I put it on.
Okay, so I'm gonna try it again today, the second day. And today I'm trying it without a primer. This sets up pretty fast. So I am just gonna do pump and therefore one side of my face. Again, it's applying beautifully. I did it without any primer, and so yeah. The only places that I'm seeing a significant amount of fade, I'm also realizing are the places that I added products that weren't the foundation that I didn't set. Um, so the bridge of my nose, for instance, I added a Temp 2 highlighter to, which I didn't do yesterday, and then didn't powder that. And so it's shiny. It's still not as shiny as it would be without. It's fairly shiny. A couple of places I added concealer, but in general, for instance, my chin is not that bad, considering it gets rubbed up by my coat and dog licks. I don't think this is coming off very well because I can see, at least on the monitor, that my color is really off. So I'm just hoping that you can sort of like hear, spots that just get rubbed. It still seems pretty intact on my cheeks. Under eyes, I added concealer too, which has now become this raccoony-eyed mess. Um, but places like my forehead, which I wore a hat with, by the way, earlier, seem to be pretty okay. And again, the places where I was very concerned about it, for instance, I was concerned that it would crack here and where my forehead wrinkles. And I went out with my girlfriends tonight, so I was doing all the laughing and a lot of facial expressions. Here, I'm going to put you guys down. Those places where I expected to see issues, I'm not seeing those. And I mean, for the most part, I swear to God, the foundation looks generally just as good, if not better, than when I put it on again. My only remark would be that today, unlike yesterday, my brush was clean yesterday, but I deep cleaned it last night. So it was absolutely spotless before I put the foundation on today, which was a a significant difference, I'm sure. So I would definitely say that for me, probably 2 to 2.5 pumps to do my entire face would be, the reasonable amount as long as I wasn't having any significant breakouts. That would include taking care of my under eye area in a way that would be acceptable for most people. I do have exceptionally dark circles to cover, so yesterday it seemed to be better. Today they felt more apparent, so whether or not that's a difference with the primer. Honestly, I think my final feeling about this foundation is I like how it holds up with a primer most of all. I would not probably use it with a primer like this. My one problem that I ever have with this Prep FX is that it's a little bit on the heavy side. So what I did get to see today, for instance, is the fact that this foundation feels to me pretty much weightless. And I feel like, it's been on my face all day. I feel like the little bit of weight that I do feel could probably be fixed by a little Fix Plus. So it certainly didn't feel dry. I wouldn't say it felt dry, but I certainly, definitely, as the evening has worn on, I felt more aware of it. But it certainly didn't feel heavy, if that makes sense at all. It's certainly not heavy, like, say, for instance, my Tarte Amazonian Clay, this powder foundation. I love this foundation. It looks really great on my skin, and the best trick that I have is that it can feel a bit dry when you put it on. It can feel quite drying, and so I hit it with the Fix Plus, and it feels a lot better. And so this foundation, throughout the course of the evening, I've definitely felt its presence as the evening has worn on, and honestly, just hitting it with a bit of this, and now it feels great again. It feels just as light as when we put it on. So, all in all, I definitely feel like my feelings of it today are the same as they are for yesterday. I would absolutely recommend this foundation. I think it's a really great product. I personally feel like it's worth the price. It looks beautiful in the vanity. It hasn't caused my skin any irritation. I'm somebody who, if my skin is going to be bothered by something, I'm not necessarily going to have a breakout so much as I'm going to have an itchy rash. That's more common for me. But honestly, I really love this. I would definitely not only consider this, but as the first foundation product that I've tried from Lancome, I would definitely then go and consider their other products as well. I think, considering it comes, in their classic packaging, and then, you open it up and you get this stunning, like very, very classic, very classy bottle, this tinted plastic top, and then you get a pump, which is always a bonus, drugstore high-end. The glass frosted feels really great. It's definitely weighty. You can definitely appreciate that they've chosen to make it heavier than probably necessary. But you certainly don't feel like they're trying to convince you there's more in here than there is. There is, as far as I know, yes, 1 fluid ounce, the standard for foundations, so it's not undersized. All in all, it's a really great product, and yeah, again, personally I really have fallen in love with this actually. It went on so fast, it went on so easily, it blended beautifully, it set very quickly, it hasn't moved around. I have to say that even without a primer today, the thing that I'm most impressed about is the fact that I haven't, yeah, even today without a primer, I haven't lost it along my nose, which for me is one of the hardest battles as glasses wearer. You know, if you're, especially because I'm somebody, I'm constantly switching between, you know, dark sunglasses and then, you know, to my standard glasses. So for me to be able to switch effortlessly without having to worry that half my face has come off with my glasses, that makes it worth the price. Because if you're gonna stop and put the effort into putting your makeup on, you don't want to have to worry about doing touch-ups when you're on your way into a building, when you're on the way out of a building. You know. Basically, I haven't had to worry about it. I haven't had to fuss with it. It hasn't felt uncomfortable, and it just looks really great. And what I really love is the fact that it really easily made my skin look bright in the parts I wanted bright, and it didn't make me look like a disco. I actually think the addition of the Fix Plus is, yeah, now it just looks really great. I mean, in person, it looks really great. I think it just looks great. It's a great foundation. It's absolutely my perfect color, which is a struggle for me to find a shade that matches me really, really well. And this matches me great. I love it. So anyway, that's absolutely all I have to say about it. Thank you so much for watching and putting up with me rambling on. And for the record, day 2, I put this on at 4. It is now almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I am going to take this off and go to bed. Thank you so much, guys. And again, questions, comments, whatever, just leave them down below or message me. And, you know, anything that I can answer, I will. Thank you so much. Good night.